darling Sylvia. Boy, I got to guarantee you one thing. If you got to have friends like that, man, you're in serious trouble.
You're right.
Okay, here we go.
All right. In the ring, and been there for a few minutes, the Grim Reapers there under the mask, got a parts unknown, total weight of 485 pounds, and just arrived at a total of 492 with Downtown Bruno, their manager, from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico, Cactus Jack, and from Little Rock, Arkansas, it's gorgeous Gary Young, and they are the rightful holders of the CWA Southern Tag titles. They only have one of the belts. One thing Mr. Fuller implied maybe, but forgot to fill you in on, is that he and Golden stole one of those belts here last week.
Yeah, I wonder how a mind like his works to the extent to where you can just take one and claim that you are the champion. That is not the way it works. And while we have had our differences with all three of them, Young and Cactus Jack and Downtown Bruno, well, you know, it's like our mamas used to say, if you hang out with that kind of trash, it's going to rub off on you, and I'm afraid that's what happened in their situation.
I think you're right. In there right now, Cactus Jack has one of the Reapers. I thought he had him there, but he only had a 2 count on him.
Pretty good-sized team, this Reaper team, Dave.
Yes, they are. Not too much under the 500-pound total weight class, which means that they weigh under, but near the 250 category. So they are some rather large men wrestling under those masks. Saw them for the first time last week on Championship Wrestling. Cactus Jack coming off the rope, just powered the Reaper down to the mat. Reaper over to the corner, makes the tag. It's an illegal tag. The Reaper was not touching the turnbuckle, but it stands anyway.
Well, I go out of town for a week, Bruno, and looks like things, you have a little difficulty. Your head's all patched up in there.
Well, Lance Russell, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes you have to go through a bad experience to realize who your real friends are and who the real trash is. You know, I was managing champions in here a long time before Robert Fuller or the Stud Stable ever came along, and I'm going to be managing champions in here a long time after Robert Fuller and Sylvia and the Stud Stable is long gone. Because you know why, Lance? Because it's like Mama says, it be that way sometimes. You know, I give you a hard time, and I give Dave a hard time, and I give these people a hard time. When it comes down to it is, I'm just a hard-working guy that grew up on the street and came up the hard way. I'm just fortunate to be in the #1 wrestling promotion in the world and be in the position that I'm in. And I'm very happy to be here. And I think that ought to do it because Gary Young is the greatest, baby. Cactus Jack, Gary Young, good champions, baby. I love it.
Well, I
He
tell
came
you,
flying, didn't he?
if the Reaper had gotten up for that, he would have to be nominated for a Junior Superman or something. Young really splashed him off that rope. Gary Young, Cactus Jack in 2 minutes, 17